Greeting classmates from PE 575. This is Robert Aguilar here. With the response for this week, it definitely was a touching video. In so many ways, it had plenty of messages for us, for those that are living with no direction, with little faith, with little value in themselves. And, Azra's story is just a way so that each one of us could continue growing our faith and just seeing the value within ourselves. And it's just something that definitely touched me in so many ways, and it made me realize how how easy I have it. Because I didn't grow up with a prosthetic leg. I don't have any part of me that's amputated, but like we all still have a story to tell, so we all still have something we can share that could create value and give faith to those that are living without it. And a little story on me. One thing I could say for sure is this: that growing up I didn't have the best chances of succeeding or becoming something big or anything. My parents, they economically they were struggling all the time. So I grew up selling bubblegum, chips, and sodas and waters in the streets and sometimes even in schools, just to make ends meet and help out my parents with a little something in between. And many times, I didn't even get time to have fun with my friends, or to go play, go to the park, or go practice, because I had to make sure that I was doing what I was doing. Many times that the opportunity arose, and I really wouldn't call it opportunity, but I was being offered to do bad things with bad influences, which is steal and do other things that you guys can imagine. But my answer was always no, because I grew up with value. I grew up with something that cannot be taken away from me, and that's the dedication to work hard and to do things right. So I thank God that that I didn't take the decision. Sometimes it could be so easy to say yes, because struggling, you want to make sure that you and your family are always good. And even though the opportunity was there, I always said no. I always wanted to do things the right way. And, God provided me a plan, something that I could lean on. And, well, I would say here I am today. I no longer have to sell chips, bubble gum, and water. I was able to be patient, and God gave me the gift of doing what I love today. And, I thank God, because I no longer have to suffer. I'm able to help my parents, and we're able to live a great life the way it's handed today. So I'm thankful for that. But overall, just always about being patient and always leaning on God to help us get those things that we want. And as far as seeing, in PE and sport, the diversity and how we can handle situations like that. I would say the same thing. In sports, they're not always the kids that have the best equipment, the best opportunities, or the best skills. I would say too, because one thing about skills, for example, we always have kids who didn't grow up playing, with kids and coaches that are great athletes and could teach them a lot of things. So they're gonna come in here with the love of the sport, but maybe just not with the best skill sets. Diversity is right there, because we got to be able to help them out become that good athlete they could be. Same thing with equipment. There's a lot of schools that aren't handed the best equipment, but whatever they have, the diversity is there. We give it 100% regardless, and we find ways so that we could coach those kids to become great players, and not have equipment be an excuse for why we're not giving our 100%. you know and sometimes kids themselves, they come in with bad clothes, with bad equipment, and bad shoes. Well, we got to be able to work with them regardless. They are all looking to be great athletes in so many ways, and those are ways in which we could contribute as far as our profession. And at the end of the day, our profession is going to help them uh, create that mentality of leadership, discipline, and responsibility, and so much more that they could gain out of it to eventually head themselves towards a good life. So that's something we could use and keep creating to create a positive environment for all the students that we teach. So that is my response to the discussion. Thank you very much. Looking forward to reading your responses, but most importantly, hearing every single one of you. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and God bless.